Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gamestah TV. We're here with the opening night of the Overwatch second division of the E-League Gamestah Spring Series. We are so pleased to be here and so pleased to have you in here with us. It's going to be a great night. Swiss brackets madness once again, just like the Zowie Gamestah Overwatch League that we had a couple of months ago. But second division is all about you, the teams, fighting for $1,500 in cash. My name is Crisis, and that's about all you're going to hear from me tonight. I'm going to hand on over to EJ. G'day, EJ.
Yeah. Thank you, Crisis, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, as Crisis said, to Division 2 of the Spring Series Overwatch Tournament here, brought to you by Gamestah. Joining me tonight doing the commentary duties are both Xenox. G'day, Xenox.
G'day, EJ. Can't wait to start tonight, Div2. Very excited.
And also Genome. Welcome to the cast, Genome.
How you going, EJ? It's going to be a great night. Let's go Div2.
We have a analyst desk as well running tonight. Josh will be on the analyst desk, and we'll get to Josh in a second. As Crisis said, $1,500 cash up for Division 2 this year. Plus, it gives people regular matches each week. We're going to get going with the match very soon. Before we get started, we'll get a quick prediction. Team to watch, Josh Kent, for tonight's tournament.
I'm going to have two teams to keep my eye on. I'd say 2 minutes, one noodle firstly. I think they're a strong bunch of players individually. See how they pull out as a team. And running with scissors as well. I've seen them in ranked a few times, and they're actually pretty strong. So I reckon those are my number 1 and 2 for tonight. All
right. Genome, team to watch.
Yeah, I'm going to pick with 2 minute noodles. 2 minutes, one noodle. Damn that name. They're a really good team. They came very, very close to qualifying for Div 1, actually. They only lost to Abyss in a tiebreaker at the end of one of the qualifying nights. So I think they'll do great.
And Xenox, your pick for the night before we get the match going.
Yeah, I guess two teams that I'll personally be looking at is, as agreed, 2 minutes, one noodle. Just a lot of potential there. And also Slushy Machine, a team from the Whirlpoolians that has a lot of potential as well. So I'll be definitely keeping an eye on those two teams and how they go tonight.
Alrighty, and we're just getting underway into the map here. Xenox and I will bring you this first map, and we are very excited. It's the opening map of the first round. Now, Xenox, the format, we're doing a 5-round Swiss format for the next 5 weeks, and the Zowie leaderboard will populate after each week of that Swiss format. Yeah,
so it should be really good to see, and we have had 14 teams for tonight at the moment, EJ, so a lot have turned out. Yeah, exactly. So we're off to a good start already, and look, obviously since it is open league, you can always come in next week, EJ, and get involved with it. So $1,500 up for grabs. There's a lot of good teams here, so it's definitely a good entry point, and have to not worry about those top 8 pesky top teams as Tempo Storm and Gem Gaming. You won't have to run into them.
Well, the problem with that is you can get so badly stomped you actually give up. A season in Division 2 allows teams to learn and to gel and develop strats and teamwork, and then they can start holding their own and have a crack at the qualifiers for next season.
Yeah, so should be really good to see. And look, the two teams we got at the moment right now, let's go over them a little bit. So we've got Avant Garde up against the Wild Ones, I believe, or is it the Godz? It's Wild Ones. No, is it the Godz? Oh, sorry, yeah, I got the confused with 2 minutes, one noodle that we were all talking about. So Avant Garde taking on the Godz, and Avant Garde, EJ, was a team that didn't make Div 1 that a lot of people maybe thought they would.
Yeah, I thought they would. Run us through the two teams as we get play underway here, and the action has started. We'll come back to the two teams in a minute. And Xenox, take us away. First engagement's happened on the point.
Yeah, Avant Garde getting all frisky and getting onto the point as Taki takes down Chocknut, so the Zenyatta is going to fall down. The Purple Spawn coming out already from Taki, but he doesn't connect it with anyone as Tongue gets the kill onto Purple Flavored as Taki takes down the line as well. This is a really good start for Avant Garde. Solus is going to take down his counterpart in Zaya, and EJ, this is the start that Avant Garde would want to see up against Wild Ones.
Yeah, they were on the point with about 10-15 seconds left to unlock, and they managed to clear out the Godz and secure that point. And the percentage counter has started. Now, they've been quite aggressive here, Avant Garde. They've moved forwards over towards their building. They want to camp this cafe exit. but the boys from Godz have slammed down the Winston shield and are pushing out. And the encounter well and truly taking place here outside the exit of the cafeteria. And the first of the players tries to go through. Chucknuts doesn't fit through the window. His big ass on his Winston got caught there. And he had to go around the long way and come in through the door. The sound barrier's been popped. Oh, he's been dropped, caught in the corner by 4 players from Avant Garde. And they are chasing the remaining players from the Godz off the point here now. And it looks like they're going to hold this push out. And Sam, the last player, just pulls away there. Purple Flavor caught. Can he get away as a tracer? No, he can't. KS1 crushes him down. And then KS1 does the window jump that unfortunately poor old Chocknuts wasn't able to do a little bit earlier.
Yeah, well executed from Avant Garde. The Godz were just completely scattered there. They lost a couple really early on, and so they didn't back out. They kept fighting, then they kept losing 1 or 2 at a time as the Graviton Search is going to come out immediately. They're not done yet as Taki gets the double kill. They're absolutely slaughtering the Godz right now. Tongue takes down Sam as well. 70% already. Their mum finishes off Profit, and EJ, you got to remember, this is a best of 1, not a best of 3. So these rounds are very important for this, capture the hill. So they're going to have to really be from behind already, the Godz. They got a long way back here, 83%. They got to try and organize something, get grouped up, communicate, and come together as a team. As my mum also took down Purple Flavored, and they're into their spawn now, Avant Garde. They are just toying with them. KS1 gets the kill on the Profit. He then takes down Sam as well. And this is absolutely...
Ninja!
He
so
is on
just to interrupt there, but Chocknuts has ninja'd it onto the point here. We'll see how he can hold out. He got it about halfway cap there, Xenox, and he's got 4 players. Oh, he's popped his ult. The Gorilla's going nuts. He offered a free banana, but he goes down. You can go as Purple Rage all you want. You're not going to go far when you've got a 4-on-1 situation. And that's round 1, Xenox, in the bag for Avant Garde.
Well, great start from Avant Garde. The Godz, they got onto the point early, but they just weren't able to win any of those team fights. So they were kind of playing from behind all round, EJ, and they couldn't really get back into it, get some flow going, get the grouping up. They've just looked a little bit lost at times, and I guess now they've got to reset, regroup a little bit, and go for round 2 here. Otherwise, this one could be over really quickly to start Division 2 off.
All right, we'll just quickly run through the full teams for both teams. For Avant Garde, we have Mimum, KS1, Taki, Solace, Hampy, and of course Tongue. And over on the Godz, we've got Purple Flavored, Valve, Profit, Sam, Chocknuts, the most flavoursome nuts of all of the Chocknuts, and the Lion. And a round underway. Xenox, take us away.
Yeah, so it is going to be Avant Garde going into that mainframe server room, and Mimum just continues to push on the way through. Oh, what a hook from Sam. That's the perfect start. They take down the Genji in Mimum. Now, they've got to be able to take down Taki as well. He's going to recall. He's in a really bad position. He does dash away. This hook comes out from Sam again. It is going to miss, though, as Tongue takes down Purple Flavored. KS1 getting into that back line, trying to disrupt them. Taki gets the kill on the Profit. The pulse bomb comes out as well, takes down the Lion, and it looks like Avant Garde are going to get onto this point, and it's going to be the Godz going all the way back to spawn, EJ.
Yeah, very well done there by Avant Garde. Just crushed him in behind the barrier there down from the server room. And they're aggressive again, as we saw on the last map. They have pushed right forward. Taki's just waiting to camp them as they come through the door here as the tracer. And they all run past. No one checks their corners. And Taki gets them a little annoyance into the backs there as we see KS1 on the Winston come flying down to try and disrupt it. They're nowhere near the point at the moment. They're caught just as the door from the courtyard comes in. And Chocknuts has switched to an Anna, it looks like. And they've done it again. They've pretty much got 1 player to go. And there we go. Team down.
Yeah, another wipe coming out for Avant Garde, taking down the Godz. Already at 37%. It just goes so quick. Chocknuts does have the nano boost, though. They're going to have to push on through. And with those 3 tanks, they've really got to utilize this nano boost to its full capacity. But at the moment, it's Mamam, Taki. They're doing so much damage on that Genji and Tracer. They're going to pop the sound barrier and force the fight onto the Godz. Sam is going to pop the whole hog. There comes the nano boost as though Sam goes down to Mamam. Now they're just completely toying with the Godz. They're absolutely separated inside the mainframe server room. As Solace takes down Purple Flavored. They are trying to get onto the point, though. They did get it a little bit around halfway, but Chocknuts goes down to KS1, and EJ, it's not looking good for the Godz.
No, not at all. And the way they got onto the point was the Rambo there. So Purple Flavor, he headed off, and he actually got it to about 50%. If the team had followed him down out of the server room, they were a good chance. But Mimum stepping up there, he knows he's on camera, and he's delivering with the Genji here tonight to pick up a double to close out that round. And at 82%, they've probably got 2 pushes left in them. The boys from the Godz, and they're going to need the Godz' help at the moment if they're going to want to try and pull this match back in their favour. It is a best of 5 on these King of the Hill, so they can reverse sweep if they need to. 93%. Purple Friend again onto the point first. Starts the countdown going. And the Lions there as well. They're into overtime. We saw this in the Div1 the other night. Xenox 299s turned to full recaptures. So I don't think we're going to see it tonight, though. Avant Garde wiped them out, and the clock kicks down.
Oh, what a turnaround. After that Graviton Surge had sucked up all of Avant Garde, they still couldn't get the kills, EJ. And so that way, it's now 2-0. And Avant Garde just showing their, I guess, power and how good they are. They were almost a Div1 team. They just probably had bad qualifiers. They hadn't played for a little while together. And so I guess for them, this is now time to redeem themselves and sort of be one of the top teams in this division.
And for the people listening while we wait for this next match to get on, shout out to everyone in Twitch who's having a watch here tonight. Remember, when we get to 100 viewers, we'll kick off the raffle for one of the Aussie Ronnie custom mugs. Now, my condolences 228 was asking, do we have a ladder results yet? This is actually the first match, so no, we don't. After tonight, yes, we will. And we will make sure we link that to you. Match about to get underway here. This is the 3rd round. Take it away, Xenox.
So it is going to be a long way back for the Godz now. They have to get these point wins. They have to get in control. First, Avant Garde have been all over them, but that is the start that they would like to see. Sam taking down Taki. This has got to be the go button. Get onto the point now. Group up. It's 6v5. Now it's 6v4. They did lose Lion, though, as Mimum finished him off on the Genji, but they've lost KSI, Avant Garde. Now they're also going to lose Mimum as well. Purple Flavored getting it done on that Reaper, doing a really nice job. He takes down Hampy as well. Solus getting a double kill, though. In fact, it's now a triple kill, finishing off Sam as well. It's now going to be a 0% contested point for the short time that it is going to be there, as it is a bit of a battle right now, EJ, but it's looking like it might go the way of Avant Garde as they come back and clean up.
They really just needed an extra kill earlier there. Avant are about to cap this point, as you just said, and there it goes. That was a great start, though. A total split offense. We saw the Godz come through the buildings and across the bridge, and the boys from Avant actually came up through the courtyard. And what we had then was an actual encounter on the point and not at one of the bridges, which we often see. We're seeing it again now. The Godz have taken the bridge route into the point, and it's working for them, Xenox. It's getting them at least onto the point and putting on a bit of pressure. And they don't... Oh, nice triple res there. Beautifully done. That might help them. Let's see what can go. Sound barrier is down there, pushing in on the point. Mimum's dropping back to help out, but it's a bit of a whitewash. Mimum happy. Mimum and KS1 cleaning up there, getting the kills on the Godz, and another round or another charge push shut down. 38% on the counter.
Well, that can be just so devastating for the Godz. They did use their revive, they used their Death Blossom, and they still got absolutely nothing for that, nothing to show for it. So that's got to be disappointing, mentally, you know, draining as well. 50% now, the battle is going to happen on the bridge as the Primal Rage does come out from Prophet. Can he get anyone with this? As Taki still, though, doesn't care, goes into the back line. He's got around 4 round. He pops the pulse bomb. Oh, he took down the Lion, who walked right back onto it and didn't use his barrier. Solus gets a double kill. They're just cleaning them up on the bridge, and they are going to send them to spawn once again. Nicely done by Solus and the rest of Avant Garde.
What this is really showing is Avant are going to be one of the top teams within this Division 2, no doubt about it. They've got the teamwork. They've clearly got the good communication. We're seeing some glimpses from the Godz. It's the first time I've seen the Godz, and we're seeing some glimpses from them. So I think they're going to benefit from this match against Avant to open up, and will probably benefit and improve in the rest of the match. The battle, though, taking place on the bridge here. Primal Rage is gone again, and some people are going flying.
And the way that Avant Garde use their ultimates is just perfect. The execution, they know when to synchronize them with, you know, 1 or 2 ultimates there. So you saw the Graviton Surge come out with the Primal Rage. He was just able to smack them around, get so much damage. That's going to be the game, though. 3-0 to Avant Garde. They are going to take the first round here tonight up against the Godz. They'll be pretty happy with that one, EJ. Pretty clean for them. No real contest.
All right, player of the match goes to Taki as Tracer. And I love seeing a bit of a Tracer player of the match. More often we should see it. We'll see what he can get. Double, triple. So he picked up a triple kill there and laid on a bit more damage. Oh, another 2, 5 kill. They're fair enough. Player of the day indeed.
So I'll throw it to Genome and Josh Ken on the analyst panel. Genome, Avant Garde just too strong in the end.
Wow, Solus is a beast, Zaya. He was just... Every time there was twice in the second and the third point. The Godz got the first pick. They got a hook on that the Genji, and then they got I think the Tracer went down as well. And Solus, he's just holding it down at the end, getting like 2-3 kills to finish off and win the point for them both times. And we all know that getting that first capture on the capture the points, capture the King of the Hill points, is a massive deal. It often gets you 60-70% by the time the other team can deal with your ult advantage. So, wow, Solus MVP in my eyes.
And Josh Kent, your thoughts on that one? The Godz, they did try, especially in that first round, but in the end just didn't have enough to match Avant Garde.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty clear-cut game. Avant just seemed like they had 6 individually better players. You could see it when, even on the third round there, when their Tracer got picked off, they just grouped together, focused down the Godz one by one, and the Godz sort of didn't know how to group together and use their ultimates and just target down individual players of Avant Garde. It looked like they were all sort of targeting everyone and not trying to go for specific kills.
And EJ, we have got a couple of results already starting to come through on challenge. 2 minute noodles, 2 minutes one noodle, taking down Wild Ones as well. And Wombology has beaten Spicy Boys DX. A couple of other games happening. Team Solar Alt finishing Squid Pro Quo 1-0. And so waiting for a couple of other games, EJ, but so far it's a good start to Div 2.
It is indeed, and quick games coming in. And we're going to see this until the Swiss starts to formulate people. And then, as we know, we'll start seeding from next week based off the results from this week for Div 2. But this opening round was always just going to be a bit of a lottery and a bit of a, shooting fish of a barrel for some people. But we'll see what pans out. I think that Curators of Museum and Eben was probably a good game, so they're still playing. We'll have to get Team Solo Alt to fix their score, which I'll go and do in Discord at the moment, and let you and the analyst prep King's Row map coming up next.
Hey, just before you switch over to that, guys, a quick word to the teams. Make sure after you've entered in your score that you select who the winner is. Otherwise, that doesn't show up. So I've done that for Avant Garde this time round. They'd entered their score, but hadn't yet set themselves as winners. So make sure captains need to just remember to do that. Back to you.
So King's Row is going to be the next map. So Genome and Josh, these maps obviously are predetermined. There's no drafting due to the Swiss format. It's a very vanilla sort of map, though. A lot of teams are going to know this. And I guess since we don't actually know who will be casting, it's a little bit hard to talk about, obviously, the team side of things. But the map itself, I mean, there's not a whole lot to it anymore due to the fact that a lot of people know the meta. Josh, will we see any maybe surprises that some teams have still got up their sleeve?
I think it'll be pretty vanilla with the sort of meta that's running at the moment. However, I think the craziest thing you'll probably see on this map is the Han zone attack. But other than that, I can't really see anything else being pulled out.
Last night when we were doing the Div 1, we saw the use of a Mei on offense to channel parts of offense and block defense out. Work quite well. Do you think these teams may mix it up with some of the other utility classes?
I think Mei is, especially overseas, has become almost a core pick on attack and defense on a lot of maps. So
yeah.
I think Australia is sort of struggling behind and lacking behind a lot compared to overseas. But if these teams have been keeping up with the meta overseas and watching the recent tournaments, I think they're stupid for not using Mei.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things we've seen Mei do recently is obviously blocking off the Reinhardt as he walks into a choke. Great defense for Mei on use for Mei on defense. But now we've also seen the Mei on attack, as Josh was saying. And if you guys don't know this, you can put a wall up sideways as you're going through a choke, and it kind of blocks the other Mei from being able to wall you off. It's a really good way to counter Mei with another Mei.
A lot of spots on, especially on the first point of King's Row as well. A lot of top teams, when they're getting pushed, they'll fall back behind the hotel at the back of the point there.
Yep.
And it's really useful for Mei on attack to just wall that area off, and then it forces the other team to sort of go through a couple of chokes on either side. It's really advantageous.
Yeah, King's Row is almost like the D-Dust 2 of Overwatch, isn't it? It's the map that everyone's played a million times, and for some reason there's I think a lot of the top teams, they just like going back to those maps that they're really comfortable on. You know, it's one of the reasons why we didn't see 2CP maps a lot at the start. People just weren't comfortable on them. Obviously, until they brought in Time Bank, they weren't the greatest. But we saw a lot of, Kings Row, Hollywood, some of the less played maps like Numbani and Route 66. They don't have that same sort of, really tight choke point that you see on Kings Row, which is, as we said, pretty vanilla. But you can still get some great matches on it, I think.
Now, there was a trivia question out today on Twitter from the Overwatch community, and that is the statue on Kings Row is dedicated to which Omniac hero? Let us know in Twitch if you know who the statue at the start of Kings Row in that first courtyard, who's that statue dedicated to?
I do believe I know who it is, but I won't give the answer for that one, EJ. We'll let Twitch chat.
You're doing better than me. I had to Google it today.
have a try. But yeah, the thing about these maps is they've all actually lore related. Like, on Numbani, you've got the Doomfist that is being escorted.
I love riding
the amount of
fist into
people
that
who
point.
probably
That's my
have
favourite
run Numbani and haven't actually realized that the Doomfist is in the payload.
Yeah, you ride the fist. Like, the whole team's on the fist. Go! Push the fist. It's awesome. Love it.
If you take your time reading the articles as well, that's when that's where they give hero hints and things like that. That's where Sombra was first spotted.
Ah, there you go.
I think that was on Kings Row as well, actually, with Soldier 76.
The newspapers that are